Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we get to talk about Street Fighter 6 version of Cammy, a character that we can pull from the banners, unlike the one that we unfortunately have to pay money for, the classic version. But this character is insane, and I got some good news for all you guys out there as far as comparing like classic Cammy versus the Street Fighter 6 version. This version, from what I've seen, is quite a bit stronger than classic Cammy, and that is a good thing because this is a character that a free-to-play player, if they had enough rubies, would be able to get. So that's really good to know that they could get her, but gameplay is different from them, as I'll explain in another video. But I want to talk a little bit about Cammy because she really is very strong, and there is something about her kit that's really cool and unique to her, but it is a little bit of a pain to deal with in certain game modes, as I'll explain. So I've already talked a lot about her leadership and the fact that she's a red attack. Leadership's amazing for all red fighters. Then of course all this little good stuff here, and then she applies a weak spot detection mark to the target for 5-6 upon landing an attack. What that means, guys, is that you can do your basic attacks, you can use your active skills, whatever the case may be, you're going to land an attack and you're actually going to apply a weak spot, which is like her little icon of her face. And you can actually stack this up to 10 times, and then it's going to increase your damage. For a weak spot detection, increases active skill damage received from marked fighters by 3% up to 30%. So when you have 10 stacks, you're going to get 30% increase to your active skill damage. This is really important for her because when you play with her, you use your first, your second, and your third skill. Then she also increases momentum by 7% up to 21% and strike skill damage up to 21%. This is also very important for her because all three of her skills are strike skills. And this works on an elite enemy or a boss. Now, in the plug-in plans or the Tower of Illusions, against certain opponents like the mobs that are out there, this is not going to be applied to them. But against like Guild Raid Rugal, the Colossal Boss Dungeon, certain bosses and plug-in plants, then the elite enemy or boss, it will be applied. So this is one of the little niche things where it's applicable in certain areas, but in all honesty, guys, against the main boss is really where I would want it at anyways. And then you have the increased attack by 50% for 10 seconds upon using the emergency dodge. Now, a lot of players aren't going to be really familiar with this. I'm going to show you guys how the emergency dodge works so you can understand how to play Cammy a little bit better. But in all honesty, guys, if you're playing like in Guild Raid, you don't really want to be doing this. You can, but you're going to find you're going to lose damage because you're not consistently doing damage over time. If you keep using your active skills and run through your 3 PGs, your defaults, you're just going to do more damage than trying to get this extra attack by 50%. I've tried over and over and it can be pretty difficult, but in the plug-in plants where there's a bunch of mobs out there where they hit you, it's a lot easier to get this emergency dodge. You'll get this buff, and you can keep this buff up all the time as long as you dodge every so often. Even in Tower of Illusion, guys, this is really good. And then you have immune to fear, freeze, burn, chill, and all the immunity cores that these characters have. The skill damage increase, finisher skill damage by 8% is awesome, and active skill by 350 is awesome. So we come back in here and we take a look at the PU skill, the UE skill, which increases movement speed by 30%. This is insane for her because she runs through her skills very quick. And she also applies one weak spot detection stack to all enemies. So she applies one stack already. You get 9 more, you're at maximum stacks. And then her Phantom UE skill decreases active skill cooldowns by 0.3 seconds, which is amazing. It's going to allow you to run through your skills pretty quick. It doesn't seem like much, but honestly makes a big difference for her and the amount of damage that she can actually do over time. Upon using an active skill, it immediately activates Reverse Edge and decreases weak spot detection cooldown by 2 seconds, which means you can apply your weak spots a whole lot faster, increasing your damage. Very nice. Upon using active skill tool for the duration of the above effect. So, and whenever you have 1 bar, you'll get a certain amount of strike skill damage. 3 bars, 2 bars, you'll get a certain amount, and 3 bars. Obviously, when you're playing her, and you have her at A5, you're going to want to unlock this. If you don't have her at A3 and above, then this really isn't going to matter. You're just going to want to use the Phantom UE skill every chance you get to apply as much damage as possible. So let's talk a little bit about her skills. Her first skill is just an interrupt skill with hyper armor. Her second skill is a tap and go skill. Now the second skill is pretty cool because Reverse Edge activates automatically upon landing Hooligan combination, which is the first part of this. Using skill buttons after using Hooligan combination will activate Fatal Leg Twister. So literally you hit the second skill twice. When you land an attack from the first time you tap the second skill, it'll automatically go into Fatal Leg Twister and you can do it again. Now this is a grab skill, so do keep that in mind. But it is an interrupt skill that's standing airborne and knocked down. Really great for PvP, and honestly can be really good if you get knocked around by opponents in PvE. It also resets active skill cooldown upon use. So you can use this skill twice, which is awesome. Now, whenever you use the Phantom UE skill, the second skill you only have to tap once, and you're going to get the maximum benefits from this. This is something that's really cool. So whenever you don't have her Phantom, you're not using her Phantom UE skill, you just use your Awaken skill. It's literally one, tap the second skill a couple times, and then there's her third skill. But whenever you use your Phantom UE skill, you can literally just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Really nice. The third skill decreases enemy defenses, increase damage received. The finisher skill increases momentum and applies 2 weak spot detection stacks to the target by landing skill. So you really want to do this as much as you can because you can get those weak spots applied and apply a lot of extra damage. A lot of extra damage, okay? So let me show you guys kind of how the emergency dodge works before we get into this so you can kind of understand, you know, where we're coming from. So let me jump in here. Right? We're not really trying to beat this because it's honestly really, really easy. You know what? We already got Cammy on the team. So let me show you guys what's up. So when it comes to the emergency dodge, you know, with her, you can get 50% extra attack from her core. The thing is, guys, characters emergency dodge whenever they get smacked in the face, okay? So, like, whenever I bring Cammy in there, all right, I'll drop Cammy in. If you're blocking, you'll never get the emergency dodge, okay? You'll never get it, okay? And some of you probably don't even know what we're looking for. But whenever you stand and you get hit and then you dodge, see that? Your emergency dodge is there. And if you notice right when I done that, you'll get that extra attack by 50% whenever that goes on for 10 seconds. So right now, we got that extra buff by 50% attack, right? And now it is gone. And once it's gone, you can do it again. So these guys hit me, I dodge, and I got the emergency dodge again. So you can keep that 50% attack up over and over and over by using your emergency dodge. The problem is in certain game modes against certain opponents or bosses like Guild Raid, like as I said earlier, if you try to do that, you're stalling time trying to get hit. Yes, you can get the 50% attack every so often, but I really found that I just do a lot more damage when I just run through my skills in Guild Raid. Now, if you're like in the plug-in plans or the Tower of Illusion, maybe you'd want to do this to try to get that extra 50% attack so her damage goes up. So she's a lot stronger, but it's a little bit of a pain to do in Guild Raid. But like say the Ages Challenge, when they have mobs out there, you could easily let yourself get hit, and once you get hit, you can dodge. Remember, if you're just guarding, you won't get the emergency dodge. You gotta let yourself get hit and then do the emergency dodge. And all the emergency dodges are, guys, is you get hit, you're in danger, you hit your dodge, and that's what they call an emergency dodge. And then you see that meter running down, and you'll have that 50% attack for 10 seconds on her, but once that thing runs down, you can do it again if you choose to do so. But in Guild Raid, we're not going to be doing it. I just want to show you guys that I am aware of it. I am aware that's how you do it, but I'm not going to be doing it for the reasons I just explained to you. Now, when it comes to her build, guys, she's pretty much jacked up, maxed out. She's at level 70. Her imprint stones are all there. She is my baby girl, my baby doll, right up there with good old Leona, and I got 5 stones on her jacked up. She's going to do more damage than what I did with Ken, but remember, Ken was a 6 and had 4 stones on him, okay? She's got a little bit more love in her that make a big difference at Awaken level higher and an extra stone. So don't think that she's stronger than Ken. She's not. But she is very strong. You go to her core, guys. When it comes to her core, her third skill does a ridiculous amount of damage. Max out her third skill and max out her second skill because she actually will use her second skill a lot more often than not. Those are really good ways to go. And then you can max out the third skill if you choose to do so. And then obviously you want to level up your E, your Phantom UE, and then you want to level up attack and penetration and so on. Overpower and momentum are going to be really good for the Ages Challenge. And you can see, guys, like, you know, I don't have huge buffs because I really couldn't get the best plugins because I was only at tier 3 when I did my plugins. Same set that I used on Ken, but when it comes to plugins, guys, I don't have the best because, like I said, I couldn't farm in the highest tier, only tier 3. I got to level up another red character so I can get more overall points to farm in higher levels to get better plugins. But you know, you see this one here, increase active skill 3 damage and active 1. It's okay, Phantom Attack, not the greatest, guys. And then you have this one here, that's Blast Skill. This is bad, but the active skill 3 plus 1 enhancement is good for her. You want strike skill damage increase on her. That's going to be really beneficial. When you get these tier 2 core active skill 3, this is good, right? Her third skill does a ridiculous amount of damage. It's very good. But strike skills, because all of her 3 of her skills are strike skills, that's the way to go. That really is the way to go for this character. And honestly, there's a good argument for Ken as well because he has 2 strike skills. We have the, Phantom Attack, increase active skill 2, Phantom damage. Not the greatest in all honesty, guys. And then this one here, phantom damage dealt with strike skills. And that's why I put this. And this is only going to be applicable whenever we have phantom state bars, we hit the phantom UE skill. That is when this is going to make a big difference. The same with the phantom tech. So they're not the best plugins by any means, but you're really looking for strike skills or enhancing the third skill, especially in the second skill. Those are really going to be good for her. Even the first skill is fine, but that's really the way you want to go with this character as far as her damage. If you can see something that increase her finisher skill or special skill, those would be okay, but strike skill damage increase is really where it's at for this character. That's really what's going to make the difference for her. So let's jump in here, guys, and let's see what she can do. I'm going to be using Chun-Li as a striker because she has some nice striker bonuses, decreasing skill cooldown by a second, and then of course some critical rate buzz, power charge rate increase, and things like that. So when you play with Cammy, you just want to go 1, 2, 3. Track the second skill twice, and then the third skill. So 1, 2, 2, 3. It's pretty much what you're doing. We're going to bring in our striker as well. So 1, 2, 2, 3, and then the 3 PG. And this is where it's at when it comes to this character. This skill is, oh my god. I could watch this all day, guys. So 2. Alright, now we're going to hit the default. So we apply weak spots, hit the awaken skill, hit the UE skill, or phantom UE skill, and start going. And while that charge is going up, guys, that's when you're going to get some serious increases. If you notice up at the top, it'll show an icon with her face on it that has 10 on it. That is the weak spots being fully applied, right? We're getting the maximum amount of damage that she can put out whenever that is applied. You always look under Rugal's health bar, and you'll see that her little icon. So he's going to blow up right now. Oh, maybe not. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to use the default. We're going to hit the awaken skill. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to hit the UE. And now we only have to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? Instead of tapping the second skill twice, now we only have to tap it once, which is pretty nice. Very, very sweet. And if you notice, she also builds up her Phantom State bar, that purple bar, super fast, guys. Like, not quite as fast as Ken, but very, very fast. Super fast. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and do the default. There we go. He's going to blow up. Okay, maybe not. He should. There we go. Hit the Phantom UE skill. And there we go. I mean, if I had better plugins, guys, she would do even better. But still, this is some really wild damage that this character is putting out. Wild, wild damage. Unreal. And she's A7, right? She's still got a ways to go. And believe me, when I get better plugins on her, she's going to be a lot stronger. There we go. Do the default. Okay. Oh, yeah. Locked on. So I was kind of hoping he would blow up there. He's going to blow up at any moment. There we go. I knew he was going to blow up, right? But this is something that's nice about UE characters. You just face tank the living crap out of this guy and just murder him. Oh, I just love this thing. I can look at it all day, guys. Seriously. I just love that skill so much. I mean, look at the damage she's done, guys. Look at the damage that she has done. Now, I'm trying to build up. There we go. There we go. Do the 3 PG. Now Rugal's going to blow up. But we did, you know, I mean, guys, what, like 500 billion halfway? About 500 billion halfway? Something like that? We're going to dodge real quick. He's going to blow up. There we go. We want to make sure we land that default so we can apply the weak spots. So you see she can still build up her Phantom State bar really, really fast. There we go. Nice, nice. You really want more of that Phantom UE skill being applied for a longer time. You'll do more damage. But we're just kind of going gun-ho here. Nice. Yeah. Oh, get him, girl. Get him, girl. Get him, girl. Right now, we're just trying to build up the, there we go. We're just going to do the 3 PG right now. Operation start. Locked on. Oh, I just love it. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. When I play this version of her, I really do get upset about the classic Cammy version. Like, come on now. Come on now. This is honestly not a very good run compared to what I have done. But 842 billion, guys. 842 billion. Wow. That is some nuts. I'm sorry, 844 billion, right? That is some insane score that she's putting up on this account. Like on my main account with, this current build right now, on my main account, she'd be doing 1.6 trillion. Or close to it, if not. Like, that is some insane score. So if we take her into the plugin, right? We jump into the plugin plan. This is where you can really use that dodge mechanic to increase her damage. Now I can only go at tier 3 because if we go to tier 4 and we click on here, if you click on this thing here, you can see the recommended is 2400 OP or overall points. And since Bison here is at 2225, we're going to get a penalty applied. So we can't really use it. We need all these characters to be 2400 and above. So we're going to scratch out of here and we're going to go to tier 3 where I know we have more than enough to get it done. I'm going to use Chun-Li as a striker so that way we have a heal in case we need it, but we're really not going to need it, guys. We're really not going to need it. But this is where you can really use that emergency dodge. I mean, seriously, guys, just let yourself get hit real quick, okay? Especially if you got a healing striker. Let yourself get hit. And there you go. And you have that extra 50% attack, right? You got the extra 50% attack. Still got to be careful, but I mean, if you got a healing striker, you can let yourself get tapped there. Boom, right? See that? And now we got the extra 50% attack. Easy peasy, guys. So she's just a lot easier to use in this particular game mode because of that, right? Because you can always use your mercy dodge, and you can use, depending on how much damage characters do to you, really depends whether or not you really want to do that. But if you time it right, you can use it really, really efficiently. So we'll use it again here. We're going to go ahead and let ourselves get palked one here. And if you notice, guys, we got the emergency dodge, we got the extra 50% attack, and now old girl is going to murder. And I'm not even using her Phantom UE skill. I'm just going to let it build up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and let old Pokey hit me one. I don't think I got it, to be honest. I don't think I got it there. I think I might have missed it. And you don't have to do that, guys. She's more than strong enough to not even worry about it. And there we go. There we got it. I mean, honestly, this was really easy for her, but you get the drift on how you might want to play her in something like this. You don't need to do it, guys. She's so strong. You don't need to do this dodge mechanic, but if you really want to get the most out of her, that's what you want to do. You want to try to use your mercy dodges and do it every 10 seconds or so, and then she'll always have that 50% increased attack, and she's just going to be a lot stronger. So it's honestly really cool what they did with the character with this emergency dodge, because the truth is, guys, when it comes to guild raid, you only need 1.25 billion to get the max score. So it isn't a big deal. Like, you see these characters getting billions and billions or trillions and trillions. It isn't a big deal. The rewards are the same for 1.25 billion. So what they did for the character, like a lot of our previous characters, is made her a lot better for the plug-in plan. Actually, I would argue maybe a little bit more versatile, because if you're a really good player, you can actually use that 50% attack and get her damage buffed up even more and more and more. But like I said earlier, guys, from the practicing that I did earlier, when I tried that in Guild Raid, I lost damage because I wasn't doing as much damage over time because I was focusing on trying to dodge, and when you're dodging like that, you're not doing your attack. So for Guild Raid, it seemed like just, barreling through and going crazy seemed to work a lot better, and I would think maybe for Guild Boss Challenge, probably the same thing. I'll be doing some tests with that, but in Plug and Play, you can use that stuff all day, maybe in the Tower of Illusion. You could use it. I need to get her leveled up a little bit more if I'm going to play her in the Tower of Illusion, but I gotta say, guys, like, the only thing that I really am not that fond of is her play style. The fact that you get to spam all three skills over and over and over is kind of redundant to me. It gets a little boring, but her damage output, her survivability, the unique kit with the emergency dodge, is pretty awesome. The good outweighs the bad by so much that it's not even funny. But that's just a personal preference thing. Some players out there probably might love the fact that they spam all three of the skills. Again, it's just everybody's different and to what we like. But whenever you play characters with concentrate, they just seem to be a lot more fun, a lot easier to play. But Cammy really is an easy character to play, and she's a lot of fun to play. So guys, let me know what you think about this waifu. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. Link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you everybody. Take care.